Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, you wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. They grabbed me by the neck and dragged me into a dark alley. Then they called me all kinds of names. Everything was happening too quickly for me to grasp what was going on. The fuck are you, bitch? What you think you're doing? Oh, that's awful. That reminds me of that one video. Fucking your boss, you're heading, bitch. Grah! Gonna pay for what you did. Whoa, they can't really talk properly. I didn't have a clue what they were saying. I had to translate their alien tongue into normal human words in order to understand. We are very upset because you knocked down our motorcycles. You should immediately pay for the repair and compensation. Yeah, that was probably it. That's our offer. What do you say? We'd be happy to listen to your opinion. Something like that? Huh? What did, sorry? I don't think I can continue interpreting. What you saying? I know what they're trying to say, but somebody has to warn them about the way they park the motorcycles. It wouldn't be fair to those who obey the rules if there were no punishment to those who disobey them. This is an accident, but it must also be God's will. But God, you can use me to punch these guys. But how will you compensate me later? I heaved a huge sigh. Of course, I wasn't afraid in this situation at all because it wasn't a dangerous one for me. These three guys were yelling at the top of their lungs at a girl. They didn't look good doing it, and they had too many disadvantages. First, there was the difference in gender and the number of people. Even if I did something wrong as men shouting at a woman, it didn't make them look like they were in the right. Okay, I have a question. Later on in the story, when we start, murdering all of our friends, Shion, are we at least going to come back and get these guys? You know, if we're going to kill people that don't deserve it? I mean, I feel like these guys should also be on the list. You know, if you're going to, stab Satoko a bunch on a crucifix. Just saying. Added to that, there were 3 of them. It already looked like it was going to get violent. Second location, taking a girl into a dark, narrow alley is already a bad idea. On top of that, they're asking for money, not just an apology. Thanks to these facts, the public will be on my side. So this is a fight they couldn't possibly win. The only way for them to win would be to take my money before somebody finds out. Considering that, taking me to this narrow, secluded alleyway might have been a smart move, since fewer people will find out about the situation. Huh? You listening or not? I knew how slim their chances of winning were. From the very beginning, they had picked the wrong girl. I'm Mion Sonozaki now. It'd be foolish to mug her in Okonomiya. Soon enough, the people in Hinamizawa would notice me and gather around. They don't spare mercy for their enemies, no matter what. The punks didn't know this area well. If they did, they'd known how silly it was to rob Mion. Plus, the alleyway isn't always as empty as they assumed. The side street is a shortcut local people frequently use on their way home. In the late afternoon, many people will be passing through here. That time had almost arrived. If I held off a little longer, the street would soon be filled with people. Then the punks would have to go away. I didn't have to do anything. I just had to wait in order to win. This was a simple fight like that. While they could hurl abusive language at me or lift me up by the collar, they weren't actually going to resort to violence. Cheers to the educational system for ingraining the ladies first mindset. But as a wicked person, I wanted to toy with them a bit, even though I could win this by waiting. I wanted to paint them as even more villainous and drive them into a corner that would be even harder to talk their way out of. That demonic desire was rearing its horns. To put it plainly, I'd only needed to act as the poor helpless victim a little further, like the pathetic, pitiful, tragic heroine everyone wants to sympathize with. In a case like this, I should start crying immediately because they'd be nervous and draw back. If it were truly a threatening situation, that would work, but I needed something different here. I had to pretend to be strong at first. In fact, I thought, why don't I challenge them? And eventually I'd start trembling, my voice would fade, and I'd get tears in my eyes. It'd be even better if I played the role of a strong girl who's slowly giving into fear. Mia and I are probably the only ones who are capable of pulling that kind of stuff off. Well, I'm probably better than her, but why don't you let me go now? I already apologized. I talked back with a little hesitation. Am I getting tears yet? Yes. By the way, I've heard men can't shed tears on command. I feel sorry for them. The three punks faltered a bit due to my sudden change in attitude, but they soon started yelling at me again. I had to keep it going. That way they'd blatantly look like they were picking on a helpless girl. Please, forgive me. Hick. Hick. Oh, what you doing? What's this with this girl now? Why am I feeling that this is how someone would talk in like one of the factions of Warhammer 40k? I don't know. I don't hick. And while it's probably useful in this situation, it's kind of fucked up to be able to cry on command. Maybe you should apologize like that from the start. It looked like they were laying off a bit. Did I overdo it a little? It'd be boring if they let me go now. At that moment, cut it out. Don't you see her crying? Stop it. A boy around my age appeared. He was skinny. He looked weak. He looked younger than he probably was. He also looked smart. He bravely glared at the punks. What the hell? Who the fuck are you? The fuck off, back. Rarg. The punks turned away from me to face the boy. Everyone's like, this is terrible. Terrible voice acting. The boy looked a bit agitated when the punks started yelling at him. They sure were ruthless, but the boy must have known that from the beginning. He must have known that he was going to get in a dangerous situation, yet he didn't hesitate. Fucking say something. Why don't you answer us? He must have wanted to shout back at them. Does he not have art? But he'd probably never used that kind of language in his life. So he couldn't have expressed his feelings out loud. He might not even known what to say, so he just kept on glaring at them. He let them know that he wasn't going anywhere. The three punks, though, might have thought he was just lost for words in his fear, but I knew different. The boy was overpowering them with nothing but his will. The punks were losing, so they resorted to violence. They grabbed him, knocked him down, they hit, kicked, and tossed him around. It looked painful, but I knew. It was his victory. Well, thank you, Shion. I appreciate the, faith? I think the word's faith. I don't know. Faith in me? I don't know. In the end, local passerby stopped the punks. They made no further fuss and just went away. The boy stood up. He was covered in dust. Hey, artwork! He smiled when our eyes met. And asked me if I was alright. He didn't look particularly okay himself, though. How could you step into a fight you obviously couldn't win? Pick your opponents better next time. Well, I'm sorry! I don't really get a choice a lot of times. It's the situation. Why is Satoshi relatable in every fucking way? Fuck you. Damn it. I hesitated at first. He left, saying that he was watching from the beginning. That meant he had the option to walk away, but instead he worked up the courage and stepped in. That was reckless, not brave. You're being a little harsh, Mion. You should at least say thank you. I saw you crying. No, I wasn't crying. That was just an act. Ah ha ha ha. Okay. Ah ha ha. Hey, you don't believe me, do you? Do you really think I'd cry? No. Nobody believed Mion Sonozaki would cry when punks bullied her. Ah ha ha. But why are you laughing? You really don't believe that was an act. I'd never cry. Ha ha ha. I believe you, I do. I realized one thing. He must be one of Sis's friends. He didn't seem to realize I'm her twin. He thought I was Mion with a different hairstyle. Mia and I had to live separately since before we went to elementary school. Mion was Hinamizawa, and I was in Okonomiya. I lived in a totally different environment from her. So it's not strange that people don't know me. Actually, only very few people know I exist. I almost told him that I'm not Mion, but I managed to stop myself. Shion shouldn't be here. He's from Hinamizawa. It wouldn't be good if he thought he saw a Mion look-alike in Okonomiya. So I had to act like Mion. Dealing with him could be more difficult than handling those punks. Well? I was just relieved because you seem to have a girly side after all. You sound hostile. What exactly do you mean by that? I thought you'd kick those guys' butts with some crazy martial arts. So I was really surprised when you just started crying. Hey! Like I said, I was acting. Weren't you listening at all? He gently put his hand on top of my head and stroked it as if stroking a kitten. I could remember somebody doing that to me when I was little, but it had been quite a while since somebody stroked my head. I didn't know what to do. Why did it make me feel so embarrassed? My face reddened all at once. I couldn't say anything. Hey, are you making fun of me? I stuttered in embarrassment. He looked calm as if he was used to doing this. Whatever. Aren't you glad, though? Glad? What do you mean? Well, you didn't get hurt. He smiled while he kept stroking my head. His smile looked divine. He wasn't going to stay for long. He had already saved me from those guys, after all. Well, I need to be going, so I should head off now. Okay. I wanted to go through all the steps of meeting someone for the first time, but he didn't. As far as he was concerned, he just saved a friend from danger, and wanted to leave quickly to avoid seeming pretentious. He and Mion must be friends who knew each other well, so I couldn't bring myself to ask, "What's your name?" Mion's friend smiled once again. His smile looked as refreshing as a clear blue sky. This time, he smiled a bit mischievously. Don't worry. I won't tell anybody you were crying. Well, nobody would believe it if I told them anyway. Nobody would ever believe that our invincible class president cried. He patted the dust off his butt once again. He walked back to the sunny main road away from the dark alley. Then he turned around. See you. In school tomorrow, I mean. Yeah, see you in school. He disappeared into the brightly lit street. I continued to sit in the gloomy alleyway. I could no longer see him. I was just staring absent-mindedly at the bright light. That was the first time I met Satoshi-kun. I'm not even allowed to walk freely under the sun. I met a boy on a sunny day. How come a perverse girl like me fell in love with his innocence? Notebook, page 5. That must be Satoshi. He looks like what you described, and he has a habit of stroking people's heads. His name is Satoshi-kun, huh? The boy from earlier is called Satoshi Hojo-kun. Mion said that he's always daydreaming. So she didn't believe that he saved me at first. His little sister is always kicking his butt. He has a little sister? Yeah. Her name is Satoko. She's funny and shrewd, but is quick to cry when she's cornered. She's fun to watch, but things have been rough for her lately, so she's feeling a bit down. His sister came up naturally in the conversation. I tried to soak up every scrap of information about Satoshi-kun. Why? Why am I trying to ask so much about him? As I asked myself that, the feeling I got when he stroked my head came back to me. I must have been blushing. Hello? Shion? Sorry. I'm here, I'm listening. To start, I hear Satoko's on bad terms with her aunt. Satoshi is mature, but he knows how to conduct himself, but when bad things happen, Satoko really lets herself go. What Sis told me was very interesting. She told me that the parents of Satoshi-kun and his little sister are dead. Satoshi-kun and Satoko are now living with their uncle and aunt. They don't seem like very respectable people. They're always fighting, and the uncle is cheating on the aunt. He mostly lives with his mistress. Satoshi-kun and Satoko entered into the unwelcome environment. What surprises me the most is the fact that Satoshi-kun's parents were the Hojo couple who were the leaders of the pro-dem activists. That fact must have added something to the situation. I don't know what kind of stance the uncle and aunt took during the damn conflict, but they must have taken some indirect blows. Satoshi-kun's parents died after bothering them so much, and even left them their children. The uncle and aunt obviously can't love those kids. Things have gotten worse this past year, too. Women can be really nasty bullies. Sometimes it doesn't matter who they're bullying, even if it's a kid. On top of that, women tend to care less about propriety than men. As a result, Satoko seems exhausted with it all. I can imagine Satoshi-kun bravely protecting his little sister. Just like when he saved me. So he must be exhausted too, right? Huh. He must be covering for Satoko all the time. So wouldn't you normally assume that he's also feeling worn out? Well, I don't know. Had I said something wrong, Mion sounded a bit taken aback. So that meant Mion can't tell how he's feeling. Because he's always wearing that blank look. So she never considered it. How can she be that insensitive even though she's around him all the time? I was amazed to realize that. Well, anyway, what does he usually do? He looked smart, so does he read a lot of books? Yeah, you're right, he likes to read. He's now reading, what's it called? I continued asking about him. About what he likes, dislikes, and what he thinks about. I asked Sis all these questions because I wanted to know more about him. It was the first time I'd ever been that interested in somebody. I didn't want to admit that I had feelings like that. Did I fall in love just because of a stroke on the head? Am I stupid or what? When I remember the feeling of his hand on my head, my heart feels tingly. I tried doing it myself, but it didn't feel the same. I'm stupid. What am I doing? Stroking my own head. Sis, I'm done for. I became stupid. What? Why are you laughing? In that weird voice. You wouldn't understand this feeling, Sis. When would I see him again? I felt as if my suffocating life had finally grown brighter. The life I lived really was beginning to suffocate me. I couldn't go out freely, and I always had to make arrangements with Mion before going to work. I'd thought my life would improve after escaping from the school, but in reality it wasn't that easy. It's not healthy to live like this for too long, without any friends to hang out with. I felt like I was hibernating. I'd started to feel the dangers of falling into boredom. All I could think of now was Satoshi Hojo-kun's face. I'd only met him briefly, but my encounter with him had a great impact on my new life. I felt like something exciting was going to happen. Really, I was hyped up, like a little kid. The more I thought about it, I realized I'd been thinking about him a lot lately. This might be a crush. I felt a little ridiculous idolizing him in such a romantic way, though. Then out of the blue, I got a chance to see him again. Oh? I saw a familiar face at twilight in the park. He was sitting on the swing. He looked like he was zoning out, or maybe deep in thought. He didn't notice me even though I was right in front of him. I reminded myself to speak and act like Mion before talking to him. Hey, what are you doing here? Mion? You surprised me. You don't look surprised. I've been standing here for a couple minutes now. Didn't you notice me? Have you? Sorry, I didn't. He smiled self-derisively and shrugged. He looked depressed, like something was troubling him. Is something bugging you? You can talk to me if you want. Maybe I can help. No, that's okay. Come on, I owe you one from before, Satoshi-kun. Or maybe you don't think this old man can be of any help. Don't you know how mighty I am? I'm okay. You don't have to help me. Huh? What is it then? Are you saying that you need help from a girl? Thinking him unfair, I puffed up my cheeks in a sulky gesture. Satoshi-kun noticed that and smiled. No, Mion, it's just I messed up my swing when they needed me the most. I mentally rifled through all the information about Satoshi-kun that Sis had given me. He doesn't look like much of an athlete, but apparently Satoshi-kun belongs to a junior baseball team. They're called the Hinamizawa Fighters. I doubt he's very skilled since I didn't hear much about his contributions to the team. Maybe that's why he doesn't tell many people he's a member. Given how down he felt as a result of messing up, though, he must be fairly dedicated. I deduced all that from what Sis told me and carefully chose my words so as to sound like her. What? Are you feeling down just because of that? Hey. It's not that easy to get over me on. I pat his back while chuckling. Satoshi-kun would probably call me insensitive. I knew I should listen to him rather than trying to cheer him up. Acting like Sis was probably the wrong thing to do in this case, but I had no choice. This was just how she'd react in this situation. Haha. Instead of feeling down, you should practice even harder and aim for your chance, you know? Practice makes perfect here. Well, if you want to beat the opposing pitcher so badly, you're willing to pull some tricks, then I might be able to help you in a few ways. There's no point if I cheat. Ha. Satoshi-kun hung his head after letting his regrets out with a big sigh. Surrender, defeat, resignation were all visible in that gesture of his. Are you quick to give up or persistent? If you're a man, then don't you want to be a star and have your 15 minutes of fame? Satoshi-kun grinned and said yes. Of course, that'd be wonderful. But that's not why I play baseball. I just have fun batting and throwing the ball. You can understand that, right? This old man isn't sure. I love games that I can win. I don't understand how you can love something when you can't be the best at it. That really sounds like you, Mion. Having realized that I'm trying to make him feel better, he laughed along. He didn't look depressed anymore. I guess he was just feeling down because of the game. He wasn't as depressed as I thought. Maybe I just jumped to conclusions when I saw him sitting alone in the park. You always put forth your best effort to win. That's admirable, I think. Yeah, it definitely is. He smiled gently and stood up. Then he started stroking my head. All of a sudden, I totally wasn't prepared for that. Eh? Oh. I thought this when he did this last time, but how can he stroke somebody's head so easily? I felt like I had turned into a little kid. Memories from kindergarten came to mind. My face must have been red. I felt embarrassed, but also like I was in heaven. Satoshi-kun stroked me as though petting a cat. I was blushing with my eyes closed. I felt helpless, like a girl being treated by the dentist with her mouth open and her eyes shut. Satoshi-kun didn't seem to notice my feelings at all. He didn't seem to care. I hate him. With my eyes still closed, I waited for him to finish. He suddenly withdrew his hand. I need to get going. My aunt wants some stuff, so I have to go grocery shopping. Okay. My voice faltered. I was so embarrassed. I'm going shopping, too. What? You are? I thought the maids did all your household stuff. Shoot. I messed up. In the main Sonozaki house, the maids do everything. Therefore, Mion hardly goes grocery shopping, and she's bragged to some people about it. I should have known better. Still, it wouldn't be too hard to find an excuse. I just happened to be in town, so I thought I'd help out with the household stuff. Is that a problem? That doesn't sound like you. You always avoid doing boring stuff like that. You talk too much. Ooh. Stop stroking my head. Satoshi-kun seemed to be having fun with how embarrassed I'd get when he patted me. Anyhow, I managed to talk my way out of it. He didn't seem to really care about the details. While walking with Satoshi-kun in the shopping district of Kami-Ishiki, it suddenly occurred to me, why had I messed up? I had known Mion would never go grocery shopping. What an amateurish mistake. Did I make that mistake when I was pretending to be Mion? No. I was probably speaking as Shion. I couldn't keep lying to myself. I had to just admit. It was simply because I wanted to spend as much time with Satoshi-kun as possible. It was easy to see why I was so attracted to him. I had found something intriguing in my boring life, and I didn't have to feel tense because he thought I was somebody else, etc., etc. His easygoing nature made him fun to be around, and his habit of petting people on the head was fun too. From these symptoms, I could tell I was embracing the feeling of love. I was just casually enjoying that feeling. It wasn't that I fell in love with him. I was just having fun. I could simply spend some time with Satoshi-kun without having to think too much. Which one is broccoli? The green one? The yellow one? That's cauliflower, Satoshi-kun. Hey, could it be that you can't tell lettuce from cabbage either? I'm not that bad. I'm doing my best here. Satoshi-kun stared at the heaps of broccoli and cauliflower. After thinking for a while, he reached out for the wrong one. That's not it. Watching you shop is like being on a roller coaster. It's a lot of fun for me, though. Aha. Huh. You got me. Satoko can't tell the difference either. Which is broccoli and which one is cauliflower. You guys are too funny. Sister told me that Satoshi was a flaky big brother to his nagging little sister. I hadn't met Satoko, but she must have been a tough time dealing with Satoshi-kun. He stumbles over everything he buys, after all. That's cooking salt. It's mixed with pepper. It's different from regular salt. Oh, is it? I think I saw salt and pepper separate in science experiments once. Stop making excuses and just put it back on the shelf. This is normal salt. What are you getting next? You're being a great help, Mion. You look smart, but you have serious issues. I think you should study more. That's a little harsh. There. Is this it? And it goes. That's not it. Don't just throw anything in the basket. Check the price and how many servings it is first. My first impression of Satoshi-kun was that he was strong and reliable. But the more I spoke to him, the more surprised I was at how clumsy and unreliable he was. How do I put it? It was hard to leave him alone. He was dangerous on his own. If he wasn't careful, he might start wondering, do you cross the street when the light is red? Or was it green? And get himself run over by a dump truck. Sweat drop. Your total is 1780 yen. Do you have a member's card? Huh? Oh yes, I do. Huh? What? Where is it? Oh, sorry. We can't seem to find it, so we'll be alright for today. I finished checking out, ignoring Satoshi-kun, as he finished fishing through his wallet full of receipts. That was horrible, Mion. You made me waste points. Don't go slowly fishing through your wallet to look for your mother's card in the middle of the evening shopping rush. There was a huge line behind us. Didn't you notice the evil glare from all the old ladies? Listen, at times like this, you should get out before reaching the register. Oh, right. That's good to know. It's not only when you go shopping. That same thing goes for when you ride a bus. Satoshi-kun, I bet you don't open your wallet and start looking for change so you're about to get off and have to pay while holding up everyone behind you. Humph. No, everyone walks by me and pays their own fare. Ha. You know what that means? You're being a super huge bother to everyone. You need to have the money out beforehand. That's just good manners. Do you get it? Oh, okay. You're scary today, Mian. Satoshi-kun smiled as if patronizing me. I couldn't believe it. He was definitely the type who made women want to protect him. Sure, he was fine as he was when he had a busybody like me around him, but I couldn't stop worrying whether he was able to function in society without someone like that nearby. We got plastic bags and sorted out what we bought. Satoshi-kun put a pack of tofu at the bottom of the bag. I slapped his hand and put a milk carton instead. Okay, here we go. Now your aunt won't freak around when she opens up the bag in her kitchen. Thanks. You helped me a lot. I don't think I'm very good at shopping. Just shopping? That's definitely not the only thing. Just kidding. I had realized a few things while I was spending time with him today. He's not just bad at shopping, he's also chronically clumsy. In general, you could call him a slow thinker. That meant when he stepped into the quarrel with the punks, he must have needed a lot of courage. He might be a simpleton, but he's not stupid. He's aware of his weaknesses, so he must have been aware of the danger in that situation. He could have chosen to walk away even though I was in trouble, but he chose to be a man and stepped in. That was really admirable of him. Good boy. You did a great job. There. What is this? Don't stroke my head. I'm rewarding you for shopping successfully today. There. You're making fun of me, aren't you, Mian? No, I'm not. Can you go home by yourself? Do you know how to get there? You are making fun of me. Satoshi-kun's sulky face flushed red. He's just too cute. At that point, I caught a glimpse of a billboard from the corner of my eye. Piano lessons call. Abacus class. Junior baseball team members wanted. It was a posting for teams Satoshi-kun belonged to. It showed the day, time, place of their next practice. By then, I knew just how flaky he was. I figured he must be just the same when playing baseball. Satoshi-kun realized that I was reading the posting. He looked uncomfortable and walked away. I know what you're thinking. I hope you won't come to see me playing baseball. Mian. Am I right? What does that mumbling mean? I know I'm right. Satoshi-kun became quiet. After mumbling something, it seemed like he couldn't say anything back since I had been right on the money. Satoshi-kun, you're just too cute. I don't think going silent is a good way to dodge the issue. Well, that might have just been the way innocent people like him would react in a situation like this. See you, Satoshi-kun. It's getting dark, so be careful on your way back. Aren't you going home, Mian? To Hinamizawa? I have to make a stop somewhere first. Don't worry about me. I'll help you this time. In return. I'm okay. What are you going to help me with anyway? You should learn to support yourself before you try to help me. You're really mean today. He seemed to have some pride at least. He looked a bit upset because he was teased by a girl. But in contrast, I felt very satisfied. As a result, I forgot to keep my guard up. Thank you for the help. That was sweet of you. Whoa. While wearing a bright smile, Satoshi-kun suddenly starting stroking my head again. I know he's teasing me, but I can't reject him. He keeps doing it only because he's realized I won't resist. Oh. See you, Mion. You should go home before it gets dark. See you in school tomorrow. Yeah. See you in school tomorrow, too. In fact, I wouldn't see him tomorrow at all. It felt awkward, but I had to settle for that. I had to thank Sis for letting me use her name. After I separated from him, I found myself giddy and wishing to see him again as soon as possible. I wanted to know more about him. I couldn't wait for my next chance to see him. Actually, maybe there was something I could do. Just like when I obtained my freedom from St. Lucia's, I could choose how to live my life. Whatever, it wasn't that complicated. I just wanted to tease him more. I wanted him to stroke my head more. And, whatever. I already knew the schedule for his baseball team. A hopeless pair went shopping with a nice young man. View new tips. A crumpled diary. My aunt finally stopped her hysterical screaming. Today was just like any other day. I can't remember what set her off. Whenever it was, she changed subjects. Constantly anyway, it didn't matter. She went on past midnight again. The urge to sleep was pounding the back of my head. Once Satoko had been able to relax, she fell down on the spot and started sleeping, still clinging to my sleeve. I carried Satoko to the bedroom and laid out our futons. Here, Satoko, your futon is ready, so get in, okay? Satoko crawled in like a worm. She stopped moving once she was inside. I wished I could go to bed too, but I couldn't. My aunt asked me to do some chores. I had to get toothpaste after school tomorrow. I had to write it down somewhere. I had to make rice for lunch tomorrow. I set the timer. Right, I also had to repile the towels in the bathroom. That was the reason for today's scolding. My aunt will get mad if everything isn't done the way she wants. Oh, and there was something else. I was working at the grocery store the next day. They wanted me wearing an apron. Did we even have an apron in the house? I'd never seen one. My aunt will be sleeping when I go to school, so I won't have time to ask her. What should I do? Since Mion helped me get that job, I don't want to screw it up. In that case, why don't I ask Mion about it at school? She might lend me one. Was there anything else? I was envious of Satoko, because she got to go to bed. It was pathetic that I felt that way. Hey there! How are you guys doing in the heat? Oh, Mion-san. We're doing good. Is that our refreshment? Thanks a bunch. You're such a great manager. I just felt like coming here. I didn't bring this for you, by the way. And don't treat me as your manager without my permission, please. Would be a stronger team if you were our manager, Mion. Why don't you apply? As manager, I mean. Satoshi-kun smiled at me in a carefree manner. I didn't want to become their manager, it'd be tiresome. I've been coming every week, though, so I'm a quasi-manager already. Well, if I feel like it. Anyway, how's Satoshi-kun doing, coach? Is his batting average improving? Yes, he's doing fine. His batting average is, well, if you buy 3 packs of rice crackers at the 7 Mart? Does that mean it's 30%? Wow, you're doing great, Satoshi-kun. It's not just about the number, Mion. I have to be able to hit the ball when it really counts. It's good that you're always aware of weaknesses, Satoshi-kun. You just continue working on them for now. Eri signaled to the pitcher, who then threw the ball. Satoshi-kun looked calm, following the ball with his eyes, then he swung. Thwack! The ball flew between the first and second bases and landed in the distance. Wow! That's great! Great job, Satoshi-kun! I clapped and Satoshi-kun blushed in response. He repositioned his helmet to hide his face. Well... He's good in practice, and when the game is slow... Eri smiled compassionately. It seemed that Satoshi-kun really couldn't perform when it counted. I'm sorry fucking stressful situations and pressure get to me, okay? It's like, oh, why are you doing worse when you're more anxious? I wonder! While he was usually good when everybody expected him to perform, he couldn't. I don't think it was because of nervousness, he just couldn't do it. I think that's perfect for Satoshi-kun's character. He seems calm at first glance, but he's actually slow. Numerically speaking, you're a great player, but you need to be able to hit the ball even when things get serious. That's when you were an easy out in the match in the Ukita Jaguars the other day. Humph. Shut up, I know that. If he'd been able to hit the ball then, he would have been a hero. I get it! I'm a failure! What? I should just stop coming here. It's like I can't play the fucking game, right? So why am I here? Besides, every time I'm here, Satoko's getting beat more. What a shame. A hit could have put the offense into the lead, or at least given them an extension. That was when Satoshi came up to bat. Eri wanted him to live up to everyone's expectations, but statistically, that wasn't likely to... I get it! I suck. I'm sorry I'm a failure. Yet Eri insisted on giving him a chance, in spite of the fact that all the team members suggested a pinch hitter. Now everyone hates me more, but I still appreciate it, Dr. Irie. It would have been perfect if you just hit it. Why didn't you? I tried. I can't do anything right. I shouldn't try. Why can't you hit the ball in a situation where it really matters? Because I shouldn't be here? There was nothing I could do. I know I'm weak in a situation like that. I thought a pinch hitter was a better idea too. It's not about the match, it's about you, Satoshi-kun. Arg, you need to be more aggressive. What, so I can fail harder? Shouldn't you have thought the opposite way? Besides, I tried being more aggressive later at the Watanagashi. That doesn't go well. Shouldn't you have insisted that you'd come up to bat no matter what everyone else said? Well, wouldn't that be arrogant? If I'm like, oh, no, everybody else wants a pinch hitter, but no, it must be me. I mean, one, it'd be arrogant of me even if I could pull it off. But the fact that I can't do it makes me downright conceited and delusional. And an asshole. I can't believe you wanted to give away the chance to some pinch hitter. But if I had, things would have worked out better. The fact that I tried in the first place, I literally made everything worse for everyone. It'd be better if I just didn't exist. Everybody'd be happier. Why are you so weak like that? I get it. I'm worthless. That's what I'm always telling him. I know that's one of his good points too, but you can be a gentleman other times, but when playing games, you should be a demon. I think all men should have those two sides to them. You need to let your demon out, Satoshi-kun. I don't know. Perhaps not the best advice in Hinamizawa. Peanut butter jelly time. You're a native to Hinamizawa, so never forget that you have the demon's blood running through your veins. Are you listening? Satoshi-kun. Hump. You should go out there and fucking kill them. Swing the bat like you're gonna... I am. I'm not sure, but... What aren't you sure about? We're talking about you. So, whoa. Satoshi-kun suddenly started stroking my head. He looked delighted for some reason. A blush immediately spread across my face. I didn't know how to respond. I think that's what every man wants. He wants to be able to pet a girl's head like that and make her blush. Heck, to be able to play with and grope her titties like that, and for her to blush and be happy about it. She goes like, grab my ass. You're giving me advice, right? Thanks. I'll do my best. Hey, don't you try to fool me. I'm not. I'm just happy that you care about me. Ah ha 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 ha. I couldn't resist his hand. I couldn't help mumbling like he does. Satoshi-kun ran back to the field, leaving me as red as a beet. Do you feel good when you have your head stroked? Depends. If it were you, I'd have to teach you a new martial arts technique. Ah, what a shame. Ah ha ha ha. Alright, everyone, gather around. Why don't you split into groups and have a practice match? The Hinamizawa fighters are sort of a lazy team. The members gather simply to enjoy playing baseball, not to fight for victory. Yeah, I'd rather... It's like me playing guitar or singing. Like, I know I'm terrible at singing, but I like doing karaoke anyway. Same way, my guitar or juggling or video games. Like, I don't care about winning or being good. I just want to, just enjoy. Now, granted, would it be nice if I was good? Yeah. Would part of me feel like, yay, maybe I could have some not low self-esteem and maybe be successful? Heck, maybe if I was, really, really good at something, other people would actually see value in me and not consider me worthless. But, oh well. Gotta be realistic. And people thinking that you're not worthless, well, that's plain old unrealistic. The Okonomiya Titans use this field too, but they practice on a different day of the week. They always train hard using dumbbells and stuff. Our team split into two groups and started a match, retaining their loose atmosphere. I'll keep track of the score. Coach, do you have a pencil? Thanks for helping out. Here. I took the pencil and the clipboard. I didn't know how to differentiate between recording hits and errors at first, but by now I was used to it. Show me what you got, Satoshi-kun, or maybe it'll be too much pressure if I cheer for you too excessively, so just do okay then. That doesn't sound very encouraging either. Do your best. Time passed slowly that Sunday. Huge white clouds appeared in the sky. They made me feel healthy. Humans are born to be active under the sun. One of the parents was acting as umpire today. So Eri sat on the bench with me. He shouted words of encouragement to the kids while they ran to their positions. Any other baseball coach would constantly berate them, but he was much more generous, like a kindergarten teacher. He let the kids have fun while watching over them. To other baseball players, it might look a little naive. I'm surprised you guys can do well with only a small amount of practice. Kids in Hinamizawa romp around every day. So the amount of exercise they get surpasses that of the city kids. Besides, too much training is not always effective. Wow, you think completely different from the Okonomiya Titans. I can understand why their coach hates you. It's not about being right. Matches exist for someone to win after all. So prioritizing victory certainly isn't wrong. I think it's admirable to aim for victory together, but the goal for our team doesn't happen to be victory, that's all. The Hinamizawa fighters and the Okonomiya Titans have been rivals for a long time. Both teams shared the same baseball field for one thing, and originally there were only one team, but the people of Hinamizawa left and made their own. Anyway, we were rivals. The Okonomiya Titans were strictly about winning, and the Hinamizawa fighters were just about having fun. Surprisingly, our scores weren't that differently. Which meant our team had something they didn't. Even though I couldn't put it into words, I knew what made that happen. Hey, Team 1, no slacking. You can make up the 2-point difference pretty easily. Team 2, no slacking either. Still, some parents would criticize their coach for being too lenient, but still, others would strongly agree with him. Which side would I take? I personally would side with the way coach is being. I would rather a coach be lenient and just want the team to have fun. Last thing I would want is someone just fucking bitching and moaning and yelling at the kids. I'd rather they actually enjoy the game. Now, yes, it'd be nice if they won a match or not, but at the end of the day, I'd rather them not be good at it and actually have fun. I'd rather them enjoy their time on the field. So whatever mix of that would actually get them the most enjoyment and make them love actually doing it and just, not have any regrets, then go with that. The latter? I couldn't really say for sure. The reason for this was Irie had an obnoxious habit of sexual harassment. In particular, he had a fascination with maids, but I should talk about that some other time. Satoshi-kun let the ball pass twice to see if its trajectory, and then hit on the third pitch and ran to first base. Oh, he did it. He's so good when he's relaxed. In the beginning, he used to get tired very easily. He's improved quite a bit. Lots of them. Okay, yeah, maybe my cardio could work. And yes, of course I do better when I'm relaxed. But at the same time, I'm really self-conscious all the time. He really does look kind of like a bookworm. I wonder why he started playing baseball in the first place. All the other kids who joined the baseball team loved baseball. They'd go out and play in the fields outside of practice. That's why they all had an aptitude for it. But Sis never said that Satoshi-kun exercised intensely in school or anywhere else. He only likes to read. That's why I didn't understand why he started playing for this team to begin with. That's because I invited him. Is that so? You recruited him? Did you notice some sort of hidden talent? Excuse me, can I have a cup of barley tea? Ah, thank you. Irie asked for tea in a suspicious manner. While he constantly joked around, I knew he was actually a very mature person. I assumed he was trying to evade my question. Is there a particular reason? Irie pretended he didn't hear me, but I pressed him on it. In response, he shrugged and began to answer the question. It was probably to help Satoshi be more assertive. I think you might be able to guess. What would be Mion Sonozaki's guess? I quickly searched through the data I had on Satoshi-kun. I came up with Satoshi-kun's family circumstances. He lost his parents in an accident a year ago. Since then, he's been having a tough time at his uncle's home. So you invited him so that he could vent. Sports are great. You can free yourself through exercise. I thought that as long as he concentrated on something else, he could forget about his troubles at home. He's usually sort of a daydreamer, zoning out all the time. Is he still stressed? I knew Satoshi-kun must be suffering, even though he didn't look like it. But Mion Sonozaki never pays attention to things like that, and I had to act like she does. Satoshi-kun got really sick after his uncle took him into his custody. He had many clinical symptoms, but the causes were unknown. Satoshi-kun often got sick after he was taken to his uncle's custody. He suffered from fatigue and migraines. He suffered from lack of energy and sleeplessness. The coach, Dr. Irie, soon realized Satoshi-kun was suffering from a psychological disorder. Most of the people in Hinamizawa knew how bad Satoshi-kun's environment was. It was natural for him to become sick because he entered the bad environment right after his parents' deaths. Hojo-san cannot express himself freely. Later, guys.